All right, now let's break down what's happening in the US stock market. And behind me is the Standard & Poor's 500 index stocks categorized by sectors and industries. And Saiz represents market cap. It's a mix of red and green over here. And red means losses and green means gains. And I'm going to start with NVIDIA. NVIDIA right now shows the color of red, and which was down by 2.05%. And the stock price is still currently at 108.73, and this is under the semiconductors sector. And the latest update on NVIDIA, which is China's Huawei Technologies, is preparing to test its newest and most powerful artificial intelligence processor, hoping to replace some higher-end products of US chip giant NVIDIA, the Wall Street Journal reported on Sunday. And Huawei has approached some Chinese tech companies about testing the technical feasibility of the new chip called the Ascend 910D, the report said. The Chinese company hopes that the latest iteration of its Ascend AI processors will be more powerful than NVIDIA's H100 and is slated to receive the first batch of samples of the processor as early as late May. And Reuters reported on Monday that Huawei plans to begin mass shipments of its advanced 910C artificial intelligence chip to Chinese customers as early as next month. And moving on to next one is I'm going to touch on Meta. Unfortunately, it was increased by 0.45%, and the stock price is at the level of 549.74 right now. But on the other hand, Google was down by 0.87%, and the stock price right now is 162.42 under the sector of communication services, internet content and information. But the latest update on Meta is Apple was fined 500 million euros, which is similar to $570 million on Wednesday, and Meta 200 million euros as European Union antitrust regulators handed out the first sanctions under landmark legislation aimed at curbing the power of big tech. The EU fines could stoke tensions with US President Donald Trump, who has threatened to levy tariffs against countries that penalize US companies. And Trump's White House called the fines a novel form of economic extortion the United States will not tolerate. And like I mentioned earlier, Google's update was down by 0.87%. But the latest update on Google is a US judge has set a May 2nd discuss policies with the US Justice Department, and a group of states might ask the court to impose on Google after it ruled the Alphabet unit illegally dominates two markets for online advertising technology. And US District Judge Leonie Brinkema in the Alexandria, Virginia Federal Court indicated the hearing aims to get an early and broad sense of the potential remedies before focusing on specific measures. And the hearing will come after Brinkema, in a blockbuster order on April 17th, found Google liable for willfully acquiring and maintaining monopoly power in markets for publisher ad service and the market for ad exchanges that sit between buyers and sellers. However, Google and the Justice Department did not immediately respond to requests for comment. And then last but not least, we have Tesla with the green of color here. It was up by 0.33%. And similarly to the same sector under the auto manufacturers is we have Ford. It was down a bit by 0.20%. And as for General Motors, GM, it was increased by 0.28% and 47.24%, and this is for the automotive sectors. But the latest update on Tesla is Tesla faces a proposed class action claiming it speeds up odometers on its electric vehicles so they fall out of warranty faster, saving Elon Musk's company from having to pay for repairs. The plaintiff, Nairi Hinton, alleged that Tesla odometer readings reflect energy consumption, driver behavior and predictive algorithms rather than actual mileage driven. He said the odometer on the 2020 Model Y he bought in December 2022 with 36,772 miles on the clock ran at least 15% fast based on his other vehicles and driving history, and for a while said he drove 72 miles a day when at most he drove 20. And Hinton, a Los Angeles resident, said this caused his 50,000-mile basic warranty to expire well ahead of schedule, leaving him with a $10,000 suspension repair bill that he thought Tesla should cover. And the complaint said by tying warranty limits and lease mileage caps to inflated odometer readings. Tesla increases repair revenue, reduces warranty obligations, and compels consumers to purchase extended warranties prematurely. And those are the updates that I can share to you today on US markets. We have more updates after this. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.